Please bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for allowing us to be here today. Thank you for allowing us to graduate, and thank you for our family's support throughout this year. We are grateful for all you do for us and how much you care about our well-being. Please be with us as we continue into high school, and may we show them how much you affect our lives. In your name I pray, amen. Your beginning will seem so small, since your future will flourish. Job 8:7. We chose this verse because it showed what we thought we needed to know for the future. Right now, in our lives, we may not feel important. But through this verse, it makes us feel like there's a bright future out there for us one day.
All throughout the years, I never really thought about what it would mean to graduate. In fact, as far back as I've attended this school, I've never really thought about it at all. I've decided that its closest relative for now is a checkpoint. It is a stopping point for a small period of time before continuing on to the next one. However, thinking of it like this makes it almost sound as if it's a never-ending cycle, which is not true. Simply put, we do not know where we are going or what we are going to do. God's plan is always a little different than what we think it should be. We never really know where we're going to be in 5 or 10 years. Over the course of a year, I learned how to manage my time and control my emotions better, and I found a new sport that I love. Most importantly, my connection with God has improved dramatically. I find myself praying more often than I ever have before, and this is all accredited to my time at JAMS and with these people. It's obvious that I wouldn't be the same person if I went to a school elsewhere. As the years have gone by, I've gotten to know my fellow graduates closer than almost anyone else. These people I'm graduating with here today have all gone to the school since at least the first grade. And here we are, graduating after all this time spent studying, reading, laughing, and praying. Finally graduating with these people is something I hope I never forget. Finally, graduating with these people is something that I hope that the people at JAMS have made a lasting impact on the future of all of our lives. I hope this for the graduates here and myself, because I know how much effort the entire staff at JAMS puts into molding us and the students to come into the next generation of Christians. I trust entirely in this staff, and I've come to believe that they have done their absolute best at creating good futures for all of us. I really, truly believe that in my future, I'll look back on my time here and be overcome with a sense of pride. Choosing our class verse was not as difficult as it may have been for others. We came across the verse Job 8:7 during our class trip. It was a pretty instant agreement between the four of us, as we all liked how simple it was. Our beginnings will seem so small because of how much our futures will flourish. When we say this, it's not to infer success later in life, but rather to show how far we have come. We have experienced this growth in the last part of our lives. Looking back at the difference between our graduation from kindergarten and now, we appear like two different people with different aspirations, and two people who look on life completely differently. Until I started going to high schools to see if I wanted to attend them, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed where I was. Nonetheless, it's important that we who are graduating learn to adapt to new schools so that we may reach the next checkpoint. Success will not be the same for all of us, but is there for all who want it. It is there waiting with God for all of us.
Pastor Matthew graduated from Andrews University with a master's in divinity. He is a Texas native and the new associate pastor in JoshuaSDA. He's married to Selena, his wife of 3 years. He enjoys the outdoors, exercising, board games, connecting with people, and serving as a pastor. He also enjoys basketball.
Well, I'm glad to be here, everyone, and I'm glad you all are here too. Can we all take a second just to clap for these awesome kids up here? I've only been here for about 4 months, but it's been a privilege and a joy just to get to be with you guys almost every single day. I wish I could have been here from the start. And I just want you all to know before I begin that these 4 months have been awesome. And a big part of it has been you four. So thank you. I'm going to keep this very short, hopefully under 10 minutes. I still remember when I was about to enter high school. I remember I had some form of anxiety because, you know, any time in life when you're about to exit a place where you're comfortable and it's familiar and you're about to enter a new territory, there can be some anxiety because we all like to be in a situation where we're comfortable. And I don't know about you all, but for me, when I was in 8th grade going to my freshman year, I was quite curious about who was I going to meet? What the culture of the school I was about to go into, how was it going to be like? For the whole 8th grade year, I was well, not me specifically, but I was part of a class that was the top dogs of the school. And now I was about to go be a fish, you know, a freshman. And it was quite scary because it was a new phase. But at the same time, it was also exciting, but I didn't know it yet. And when I think about that, entering a new phase in our life, I think every single person in this room can all testify that we've all been there, right? This isn't something new that these 4 graduates are about to experience. We've all been there. And in the Bible, there's a story about a young man named Joshua who he was put in a situation where he actually was, I would say, quite anxious. For a long time, he was under a leader named, do we know who that is? Moses, exactly. And Joshua was now going to be the one taking his place, and he had quite the amount of anxiety. Just keep this in mind, graduates. Joshua was a warrior, but the man's shoes that he was about to fill was an artist, a historian, a poet, a theologian, a prophet, and that's only the beginning. And Joshua wasn't any of that. So he was quite anxious, you know, entering this new phase. But the thing that brought him comfort is a promise in Joshua chapter 1. And when Joshua was anxious about this new phase he was about to enter into, God told him, as I was with Moses, I will be with you. And in essence, what God was basically telling Joshua is, as I've led in the past, Joshua, I will lead in the future. The way that I did all these things in the past that you saw and brought you confidence and joy, as I did it with Moses, I will do it with you. It wasn't a matter of the person that was leading. It was about the God who was there the whole time. And what I want you to know is that the same God who led Joshua is the same God who has been with you the whole way. From kinder, well, even before that, since you've entered this earth and your mother carried you, to being here right now on this seat with these awesome colors on, which I wish I had the same colors, God has been with you. And he's not going to abandon you. And this is only the beginning of what he has for you. And what I want you to know is, I was nervous exiting 8th grade, but I had no clue. And I'm not advising this, parents, but in high school, I was going to meet my bride. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen for anyone here, but that happened for me. And I met friends, and I met people that are still close to me till this day. And as I walked into my freshman year, all I knew was I was entering the unknown. But now looking back, it was one of the greatest times of my life. And I want you to know that the way God has been leading you in the past, he's going to lead you in the future. And what I want to close with is, one of the most beautiful things I've seen here at JAMS is that students who have been here in the past that I never met feel welcomed and able to come back whenever they want. And they feel safe, and they feel seen, and they know that they are heard when they come. And I want you to know, even though I won't be your pastor at that campus wherever you go, I'll always be your pastor. I'll always be here. Even if it's a text, a call, or you're in person, I'll always be here. And I know all the staff feels the exact same way in this beautiful journey called life that you're experiencing. If you ever need a friend, I want you to know that on behalf of me and everyone at JAMS, you could count on us. And that's a promise that I'm confident in saying, because I know the staff that I've worked with all feel the same way. And I just want you to just take a moment and look out. Everyone here is supportive of you and proud of you, and know that you're not entering this next phase of your life by yourself. So I'm proud of you, and I am honored to not only be your pastor, but your friend. Our Father in heaven, Lord, I ask on behalf of the parents here and the staff at JAMS, that you, Lord, please put your hands on these 4 beautiful young people that are now entering this new phase of their life. And Father, the way that you were with Joshua and you comforted him with words that as I was with Moses, I will be with you, remind them every single day that the way you have been preparing them in the past, you will not stop in the future. They are gems in your hands, Lord, and you have an amazing plan for each of them. And let them know that they could have confidence in you. So bless them, Lord, and teach us as staff, parents, and pastors to always be there for them the way that you deeply desire us to be. We pray this in the name of Christ. Amen.
We so often talk about how wonderful these 4 are, and they are amazing. We're so proud of you. But they have something to say about you. And just in case you're wondering, they love their moms and dads and their grandparents. And you have done a lot to get to this point. So we want to take a moment and honor you during this time. So if we can have the lights down, we'll get started.
Taten Henderson. Writing this paper could almost be described as writing an ode to the two of you. An ode meaning a poem about how much I love something. As a 15-year-old with little to no experience dealing with the management of teenagers, the amount of respect due to you is so much more than any qualifiable amount. To start listing off the reasons as to why I love you is near impossible. Nonetheless, I will attempt to provide thorough logic and understanding as to the dedication and respect and love I feel for you too. I said earlier this would be like an ode. However, I am no poet, so the best I can do is to run through what I know. The hardest thing about this paper is definitely trying to realize what needs to be mentioned. So I'll start with you, Mom. I think that you are truly the only person who actually understands my sense of humor to the fullest. There is no one else in the world I would rather enjoy a car ride home with. I doubt you realize how much I enjoy our ride to school each morning. The way that it's so difficult to not talk about, well, anything befuddles me. I do not understand why it is so simple and easy to talk to you, but I am so glad that it is. You are somehow one of the kindest people I know, and I think that anyone who met you would agree. The easiest way for me to see the quality of a person is to see how they react around animals that I know, love, and trust. For you, it's like every animal you own just has its kindness on around you. They stop and want you to talk to them and to pet them and to be around them. The way animals are around you is something I doubt I'll ever understand. You are undoubtedly one of the most loving people I know. Dad, to try to summarize the type of person you are is one of the most challenging obstacles I have faced. Without a doubt, I think I am the most proud son to walk the earth. I say pride because I think that you are the person whom I look up to the most. Part of it is because I definitely have been gifted with your ability to make people laugh, but in my own way, which makes it uniquely funny. I think you definitely understand me the most. I don't truly have the legitimate explanation that can be put in words. However, it is nonetheless there. The things I have done that I know no one else would understand, and yet you'll see what's happening and start laughing with me. It's truly remarkable to me how we are so similar. Another thing I'd like to just put out there is the blatant kindness that you show to random strangers at any given time or place. I am bewildered by your ability to be selfless with strangers you've never met, who just need a little help. I think the most impressive of all these characteristics is for your forgiveness. I don't think anyone will forgive someone as much as you have forgiven me. I think that goes back to the kindness and the understanding ordeal from earlier. I don't know exactly what to write in what order, but I'll keep typing nonetheless. I once saw someone at a gas station come up to our vehicle and ask for money, and without even the slightest hesitation, I saw you give them some. I asked why you would give someone your money, and you told me that the world has a way of giving back some good for some good. Grandma and Grandpa, as far back as I can remember, you have been in my life. Since the very beginning, without fail, the love you have shown me throughout my life is almost unparalleled. And Ronnie, thank you for being someone unconventionally supportive for as long as I can remember. Okay, sorry for the momentary delay. Abigail Lemons. Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for taking care of me all of these years. Mom, thank you for making me do what's right and keeping me doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Thank you for spending a lot of money on me. And thank you for getting me a radio, buying me clothes, and washing my clothes, and getting me a phone, and always making sure that I have a good birthday. Thank you for taking care of me when I'm sick. I don't get sick much, but one time I did, and you made sure I had everything I needed, and you made sure I had plenty of water. Thank you for working hard just for me. Thank you. Dad, thank you for letting me slack off and letting me have a little fun. You let us do fun things and let us take a break from the activities Mom wants us to do. Thank you for giving me a computer after I kept nagging you when I knew Mom wouldn't like it and would bother you about it. Thank you for letting me have a phone even when my mom protested that you take it away because I was on it too much. I remember when Mom took it away and you talked with her and helped her convince her to give it back to me. Thank you for also supporting my drawings when I was little. I remember you would always say my drawings were really good, even though now when I look back at them, I can see that they weren't as good as you said they were. I used to think the cat I drew was so good. Sometimes you would do stuff to scare me, which I hated at the time, but now I think back at them as fun memories. Mom, thank you for working so hard to make sure that we could have our music lessons. I know how to play the violin, flute, and the piano well now. I still hate practicing my music, but I know when I grow up, I will be really grateful for all the things that you have encouraged me to do. My brothers, we have fought a lot when we were young, but now we are all friends, and I'm going to thank you. I'm not going to thank you for the teasing you guys did when I was younger, but I will thank you now for all the laughs that you have given me. Lucas, thank you for being my little errand runner, and I am very grateful for you getting my math book in the living room yesterday when I was in bed and I didn't want to get up. Thank you for actually being funny, too. Levi, thank you for making actual meals and letting us eat some of your food. And thank you for taking out the trash because I know no one else would do it. Samuel, thank you for being there and letting me use your computer. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for loving me, caring for me, and putting a roof over my head. You two are complete opposites, and so I could never do without either one of you guys. I would also like to thank my friends at school for being there. I have the best principal and classmates. They are fun to be around. I love this school, and to be honest, I wish I could stay. But it's time to grow up, at least a little. Thank you all for everything.
Josh Nelson. I appreciate all that my parents do for me. I want to thank my mom for cooking, even if she is tired and just wants to relax. I thank my dad for giving me a lot of freedom. Luckily for him, I haven't completely taken advantage of that. Not yet, at least. I thank my parents for forgiving me because believe it or not, I'm not perfect. But don't worry. I am still the superior sibling. I thank them for letting me spend my money on different things and helping me learn to save up for different things instead of just buying thing after thing. Thanks, Mom, for doing so much for us, even though I do not help nearly as much at times. I want to thank my dad for buying stuff off Amazon and other websites like the one I got my computer from because I don't have an Amazon account or Amazon Prime. I thank my parents for getting the dogs for us, even though we didn't know. In fact, they didn't even think they would get them and were originally just going to look at the dogs. Mom, thank you for teaching me in first and second grade and for helping me to do the third grade math during second grade because I probably would not have been able to do it without my mom's encouragement. Thanks to my dad for helping me with math when I need to bring work home and I am not sure what to do and need help. So he helps me because he's a smart math teacher, so easy help. I want to thank my mom for taking me to the podiatrist, the doctor, 6 times this school year because of ingrown nails and other things, and it is super annoying for them and for me, and they have to keep on paying for that. Let's just hope that that was the last time I would need to see the doctor for a while because of ingrown nails. Sorry. I want to thank my parents for putting up with me because of my actions can be very unsmart at times, and they deal with that. Thank you for taking money out of your paycheck and putting it into my bank account for college, and so I can buy other expensive and non-expensive things. I want to thank them for getting me to go to a Christian school and for helping me to get to know God. I want to thank my parents for encouraging me to persevere. Thanks, Dad, for taking me to Nerf wars and to games at Ms. Schneider's house because my mom hates driving in the dark. Thanks, Dad. I want to apologize to my mom because I sometimes forget to pick up the dog's poop, so she does it for us. By the way, like, this is really just Josh, so... And now I lost my place. Thanks. I want to thank them for trying to protect me when I was younger, even though I didn't make it easy on them. As a child, I valued my hands more than my head, so when I would trip, I would purposely fall on my face to protect my hands. Now picture me in a parking lot as I trip and I fall face first, and yes, that didn't happen, and yes, I did worry my mom to death. Anyways, thank you, Mom, for always trying to help me because I am forgetful. So usually after school, she would ask if I got my homework done. If I didn't, we would turn around and go back and get it. That didn't stop me from lying about it once or twice, though, I think. Or for my mom occasionally forgetting to ask. I thank my parents for making me to get to know the people at Burton by sending me there in kindergarten. Now, when I go there for high school, I will have some friends there. Thank my parents for being patient, even when my brain is running at a 10th times the speed. I want to thank them for buying what I need and occasionally what I want, even if I don't fully deserve it. Or I don't have enough money. And it's usually that I don't have enough money and they know I want something because they know I definitely always deserve it. Thank you for putting up with me in piano because now I can play things like Megalovania. I don't know that one. I mean, they always put me in violin and guitar, but we don't talk about that. I want to thank them for giving me privileges even when I mess up, although they don't usually take away the privilege for a while so that I learn, which helps. I want to thank them for giving me back privileges even when I mess up and for giving me so many nice things like computer and a Switch and maybe an upcoming phone, wink, wink. No, seriously, please, give me a phone. No, I actually need it. I'm a big boy now, so I need one. I want to, so thank you for giving me so many opportunities. And even when I mess up, you help me improve and get better so that I can become a better person. Thanks to my family who are able to come for my graduation. One of them even drove from Maryland. Last but not least, I want to thank my parents for being kind to me no matter what, and I'm going to throw in Kasaya at the very end. Jenna Watts. Thank you for sticking with me all these years, for being there for me when times are hard and when times are great. I like it when you talk with me like a young adult and not a kid. Thank you for all the opportunities you have given me, like being able to go to an Adventist school, even though you could have easily sent me to a public school, for letting me do what I love and figuring out the money costs later. Thank you for making me suffer through the consequences of my actions, even though it may be hard for me and you. Thank you for letting me go to summer camp and make new friends and memories. Thank you for pushing me to do things that I'm not comfortable with when you know it's best for me. Thank you for being my friend as well as my parents, messing around with me, giving me a healthy dose of teasing, but also knowing when to discipline me and when to give me advice on what to do when I don't know what to do. Thank you for letting me be semi-independent, like when we went on vacation last year and you let Amy and me go on all the rides at the amusement park all by ourselves. Of course, we still had to check in with you every once in a while. Thank you for making me come out of my shell, introducing me to the world of being social and getting to know people who have become good friends of mine. Mom, thank you for waking me up every morning and managing my grumpiness and moodiness in the mornings. Thank you for spending time with me and helping me with homework, even though you just worked about 10 hours that day. It amazes me how you can work all those hours, and still have time to do household chores that I didn't do. Thank you for taking care of me when I'm sick and injured, like when I hit my knee on a scooter and you rush to take care of me. I appreciate you calming me down when I think something bad in my life is the end of the world and I will never get past it. Thank you for helping me through the bad times when I'm overthinking everything, whether it's a million tiny things. For example, anytime I procrastinate in my homework and I don't get it done. Hey, you're not supposed to say that. The teacher's here. Or one giant thing. You have never given up on me, and for that I am eternally grateful. Dad, thank you for giving me my weird taste in music. You play some random song and you listen to it. You try to get me to sing along, but I just stare at you like you're weird and I laugh. Your terrible dad jokes are sometimes funny, but most of the time they aren't. It's fun when we play sports together and when we sit down and watch a game together. Thank you for taking the time to take me to cool places or even boring places for vacation or just for fun. When I ask for help about a person in history, every single time you go crazy and start chanting, Margaret Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher. But now I'm thinking about it, you just want me to know that there are women in history that played major roles. Thank you for reading stories to me when I was little. I still remember some of them. You always give me good advice or questionable advice because you joke about the situation and leave me thinking you're crazy. You really do help me in most situations I'm in. I don't think another person could raise me like you did. Nana Sherry, and Papa Joe, you are amazing people. You recently have been picking me up from school and you take me to school when my mom has to go into work early. Thank you for all that you do for me. Nana and Papa Clapp, even though I see you only occasionally, I still have a lot I can say. When you come down for a little bit, it's either to see me or Amy perform or just to visit us. When you're not there, you still text me and tell me I did great. Thank you for making really good food. I say that for all my grandparents. If you were to eat their amazing food they make you, you would be thanking them too. I really appreciate you all and thank you for everything. Amy, that's right, I said your name. Thank you for being there for me when I need you and being able to have sister talk most of the time. Even though we annoy each other some of the time, I still love you. And to all of you, I love you and carry you close to my heart.
We have two visitors here this evening to make presentations. And so we'll start with our visitor from Burton Academy, Todd Nelson.
Good evening. Always try to figure out what to say. Burton Academy wants to congratulate the 4 almost graduates of JAMS. I'm going to talk as long as I can now. No, just kidding. I know you're eager to get out. Your parents have invested a lot in your education. They have put, well, God has given you to them. You are their treasure, and they are preparing that treasure for heaven. Christian education is part of the journey. In worship last night, we were talking about Beetlejuice and how that's not a scary Halloween drink, but it's a very, very big star, much bigger than the sun, and how many quadrillion Earths could fit inside. Well, actually, if I remember correctly, that's a different star. That's bigger than Beetlejuice. It's Mu Cephei. Many quadrillion. And because I was remembering tonight, a quadrillion is a 1 with 15 zeros. That's a big number. Christian education, as part of the journey, extends what your family does at home. And we're always learning. You never stop learning. In fact, I know I'm not too old to learn. Just a couple weeks ago, I learned that scientists had recently found a way to determine the difference between, well, to tell the gender of an ant. That if you take the ant and drop it in water and it sinks, then it's a girl ant. If it floats, it's buoyant. Okay. David, I thought that one was gonna, oh, I think that swam. I am here, I've got some awards here. We have, so we'll get right to it. For outstanding academic achievement and valedictorian award, Joshua. Salutatorian award for outstanding academic achievement, Abigail Lemons. Congratulations. Oh dear. Thank you. An achievement award for outstanding academic achievement, Taten, Henderson. I should say these aren't just awards, these are monetary awards if they come to Burton Adventist Academy. And before I give this last one out, we just want to say that at Burton Academy, we love having our students come, but even if you don't choose Burton, there are other Seventh-day Adventist schools where you can keep on that path. Okay, outstanding academic achievement, Jenna Watts. Thank you.
We'd like to invite up from CTA, Tyke Connell.
I think I heard a dad joke. It's been interesting learning about these young people because I don't know them, although I know some siblings of a couple of them. I've had the privilege of having in my classes quite a few that have graduated from this school, and I would love to have them in a class. So each one is getting a scholarship if they choose to come to CTA, but I hope they'll choose Christian education somewhere. Excuse me. So Jenna Watts. For academic scholarship, Taten Henderson. Academic scholarship, Abigail Lemons. And an academic scholarship to JoshuaNelson. And this is the first year that we're presenting a music scholarship, and it's to Abigail Lemons. Amazing, she's amazing.
As our board chairman comes up to present the diplomas and move the tassel, be ready, because he's going to hold their hand for an uncomfortably long amount of time. So just give him the nod when you're done. But I must say yet again, we are proud of you. Yep, let's go up higher. Perfect, thank you. We are so proud of all the work you've done. And while you have officially graduated, in my mind, I'm flunking you because I can't bear for you to go. Let's begin with Taten Henderson. Sorry, go ahead and stand. That was my fault. You're supposed to stand. Abigail Lemons. Okay, let's go ahead and put the hat back on and get some more pictures. Joshua Louive-Nelson. Jenna Watts. I would like to present to you the graduating class of 2022. Joshua, come on over.
Please stand for the benediction and recessional. Dear God, thank you that this school year is basically over and we can now relax during summer break. Thank you for the people who came, and please be with those who might have wanted to come but couldn't make it. Thank you for guiding us throughout this year. Please be with us graduates, and that we have a good time at our different high schools. Please help us to grow and become better people. Thank you for this great school year and the friends we made. And in your name we pray. Amen.
Go back. Go back.